Then for the next question, let's say your parents need therapy, or like you think that your parents need therapy, and then but then the parents think it's a waste of money, or it's doesn't therapy doesn't work, uh, or like has sort of like that mentality as a daughter, because you guys are both girls here. As a daughter, like what do you guys think you can do? Ilakkiya?
Health is wealth. So mental health would be more important than the money, right? So in the end, if it's a chronic issue that your parents are experiencing, and or my parents in this scenario are experiencing, and I know that it's greatly affecting them, I would say, it might be worth the money to go through with it. I would also recognize the importance of money and try to see what frugal options they could choose for therapy, because they're definitely, depending on where you live, you might have access to a variety of options of therapists, and there will be differences in prices, and you can try to pick the cheapest one, if that is still very important. But I think oftentimes before they even consider money, they will consider, oh, I don't need this, or that, it's not needed, it's not necessary, this isn't the solution. So considering or convincing them of the importance of seeking therapy for what their issue is, I think will be the bigger struggle. And making them realize this isn't something that they need to suffer with constantly on their own, but that there are other people who can help them. I feel like there's a lot of confidentiality within the family in a way. Like they don't want to share their issues outside. They want to keep family problems within the family. They don't want other people to know. So in that regard, going to therapy is telling someone outside of the family about issues happening within the family. And that is something that I feel like parents will have to overcome, and convincing them that, like, of the confidentiality issues or confidentiality trust that we spoke about earlier, that you can get from therapists, and the effect that'll have on their mental health, and showing the options for where you can get it for cheap in a method that they're more comfortable with. If they don't want to actually leave the house, can they call someone instead? Can they video call instead? If they don't want to do it at home, can they go to the library and do it instead? Just like providing options makes it more likely that your parents will take one of the options and get therapy.
Those are some very good points, especially talking about family problems outside family. I do know that there's a lot of stigma against it. That's a very important point where you should like take a leap of faith, and you should do it. The other thing is there's actually family therapy as well as individual therapy. So if the problem is something that the whole family can work together to make it better, potentially you could look up family therapy. At the same time, if it's something individually that you have to do, then of course you can go to individual therapy as well. Anyway, Sia, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I think that's such a good question. And you both brought up good points because money it is important. So in my experience from, seeing some of my friends kind of try to convince, not even convince, just offer the options up. One of my friends put up a presentation. Her father was just like not ready to get therapy, and he kept saying, "Oh, it's a waste of money." So she put together research that showed, how much people lose by not being the most productive that they can be, and how mental health costs them productivity. And that's how she was able to, just offer the option up to somebody. So maybe you have to speak the language of the generation that the parents are living in, and also kind of preempt some of the points that the two of you brought up, like, oh, this is what they're scared of, this is what they could be scared of, and very like strategically present the information in a way that already preempts the doubts that they're going to have. Or I think peer influence, especially for generational differences, is huge. So if you know somebody from your family, from your parents' generation who has benefited from it, your parents hearing that from someone their age and closer to their like worldview also helps a lot. So you might need some help fighting this battle if you ever come to it.
You actually bring up a very important point. You could actually be the Neil Armstrong of your family to go to therapy, and people, because of you, might go and get the help that they need. So if you need it, do it.
Thanks for watching. For more discussions, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Also, make sure to like and comment more topics that you'd like to see us discuss. We'll see you next time.